What are the 4 things that you should know when you're looking at a commercial real estate property? So, number 1, you want to look at the asking price. What are they asking for the property? Number 2, you want to look at the as-is value of the property. So, how do you value commercial real estate properties? Typically, we'll utilize an income approach. So we'll look at the income that the property is generating, and a lot of times we'll take a cap rate or a return rate of our choice, and we'll utilize that cap rate to determine the value. So for example, if a property is bringing in $60,000 of net operating revenue, NOI, per year, and I want to purchase that property at a 10% cap rate, that's going to be a $600,000 sale. At a 5% cap rate, that $60,000 property is going to be $1.2 million. So you can just kind of do the math and play around with it. Typical market cap rates are roughly 6%, give or take, but we try to go bigger, and bigger is better. So we try to buy at better cap rates than market. The difference with comparing value for a commercial real estate property, especially on the income approach, versus a residential property where it's based off of comparable values of all the neighboring properties. With commercial, if you have a neighboring property that's doing $0 in income, it's not going to have as much of value as a property next door making $60,000 a year, let's just say. So the beauty with commercial real estate property is that you can be creative in the ways to increase revenue, which increases the value of the property. If we look at residential real estate, you can't really do that. And even if you're doing Airbnbs where it's a little bit more income producing than a traditional rental, comparables are always going to be based off of the surrounding neighbors. So even if you increase how much you can make as a vacation rental, you're not going to really get that back when you're trying to sell the property, because if it were me, I would just buy it based off of the comparables. So that's why we want to go bigger into commercial, because we feel bigger is better. We have number 1, the ask price. Number 2, the as-is value, and we're going to look at that based off of the income of the property and determine what we feel is the value of the property as is. Number 3, we're going to want to look at the ARV, the after repair value, or we can call that the pro forma value. So the pro forma value means the value of the property after we do our value add and create forced appreciation by increasing the revenue that the property is generating. Simply saying, I'm going to make the property produce more money, so the property is worth more. Now, a lot of brokers try to sell you a property based off of pro forma value, where they're saying, hey, here's the value you can have in the future, but you're going to pay us for that now because we feel, in our opinion, that you can get there in the future. I never buy property based off of pro forma value. I would always buy it off of as-is value, what it's worth today, because if the seller wanted to increase the value of the property as a whole, they need to be the ones doing the work in order to earn that extra value. If I'm going to go in there and do the work, then I'm going to take those rewards, which I believe is fair. Number 4, you want to know if there's a mortgage on the property, because that's going to affect your deal structure and how you're going to structure offers for financing. For example, if the property is $1 million and has 0 debt to it, then I can go in there and create different offers based off of a cash offer, based off of seller finance offer, and going to the bank and getting a traditional loan. So for me, I do a 3-offer approach based off of those factors, which I need to know if there's a mortgage on the property or not. If there is a mortgage on the property, then that's more than likely going to kick off the seller financing deal that I'm going to throw in there. So again, those are the 4 things that you need to know when looking at a property: the ask price, the as-is value, the pro forma value, and if there's a mortgage on the property. All right, if you feel that this has been helpful for you, add value to our channel, bigger profits, join the online community, like, share, and subscribe, and let's start connecting. Go ahead and take action today.